Hi, my name is Paul Hobart, and I'm the Director of Instruction at Tartan Fields Golf Club in Columbus, Ohio. We're going to do a video today. We're going to work on putting, and I'm going to show you why a banana has everything to do with you being a better putter. Stay tuned. Before we dive into the video today and some of the concepts I'm going to share with you, I just want to talk to you real quickly about putting and putting performance and why I think that you're maybe not putting as well as you could. Now, everybody that I talk to, and probably the people that you play with, will talk about, I can't putt, I don't do well, I had so many 3-putts, I can't make anything. Very from a lot of people. Now, putting is really the least skillful shot that we hit in golf. All we're doing is taking this guy and rolling this little ball on the ground. Doesn't take any skill. People that don't play golf can roll a golf ball on the ground, no problem. Where the skill comes in is having the ability to get the ball to end up in the hole. That's the more challenging part. Now, why is it that people don't improve very much with putting? Now, I have some ideas about this. One, I think that a lot of people are kind of locked in with their group that they play with and their buddies and the guys or the ladies that you play with, and you say, well, I putt about as well as they do, so I don't know why I would need to do any better. Well, I have news for you. If the people you play with don't putt well, you're locking yourself into some poor putting performance. You can always do better. Another thing that people talk about is, well, I putt okay for my handicap. But here's a news flash. If you putted better, your handicap would be lower. And you can just keep on doing that. If you putt better, it strokes off the bottom line and your score is going to be lower. So don't get locked in and think, well, I have a certain handicap, so I'm obligated to miss a certain number of putts. That's just not the case. All right, now a lot of people just don't know how to improve. What do I do to get better? For most people, when they practice their putting, basically all they do is they take the 3 golf balls out of the sleeve, dump them on the putting green, putt back and forth a little bit, head to the first tee, and that's the end of the story. That's not really practicing your putting, and you're not going to improve by following that course of action. Now, what we can talk about is some things that actually could allow you to get better. All right, so we're going to talk about a concept today, or some concepts today in this video, which are going to give you a little different strategy on how to look at your putts. Okay, so this is something that can actually improve your putting. We're kind of rewiring the software or rewiring your processes that go on in your mind on how you look at your putts, how you approach the process of putting, how you set yourself up to succeed and to be in a position where you can actually make the ball go in. Okay, so that's a great concept. You need to have something in mind to allow you to get better. Okay, so with that said, let's move on and look at some of the important concepts today. See you on the other side. For any breaking putt we have, there's going to be a variety of different ways that we can get the ball to go in the hole. We've got a left to right putt right here, and I'm going to demonstrate for you what the most direct line to the cup is. This would be a putt traveling at a very high rate of speed, just high enough that it's going to hit the back of the cup and stay in if it hits right in the center, but it'd be a very direct line to the cup. Let's try this same putt again, but this time we're going to take a totally different line. This time we're going to play the maximum amount of break and also hit the putt slowly enough so it just arrives at the cup on the last possible roll. Excellent. Okay, so here's what we've learned by watching those 2 putts roll up to the cup. First of all, there's different ways to get the ball to go from right here to that cup right there. There's not a single line that each putt needs to be hit on. The decision on how to make this putt is yours. You need to choose the speed that you think is appropriate and also that's comfortable for you, and that's going to dictate where you need to aim your putt. We've got a wide range on this putt, even though it's only 7 or 8 feet, of probably 18 inches in our 2 aiming points. The tee closest to the cup is going to indicate the most direct line where we have to hit the ball at a very high rate of speed. The difficulty with that is if the ball does not go in the cup, you probably have a 6 or 7 footer coming back. Most people don't want to take a look at that on their next putt. The tee up here away from the cup is going to be the line that we would aim the ball on to play the maximum amount of break with the slowest speed. So that's going to just topple in at the last second if we make it. Okay, that's much more comfortable for most people. All right, so we've got options, and anything inside of that range will work as long as you match up the line and approximately get the speed to match up with that. Okay, so I told you at the beginning of this video that I would explain to you why a banana has a lot to do with good putting. What you'll see here is I've now added I've plotted out the line of the putt where we're playing the maximum amount of break. And you can see it's a much higher line than our first line that we looked at. What I discovered in giving lessons and explaining this to people is that if you look at those two lines, they kind of take the shape of a banana. So I use that image with a lot of lessons that I'm giving and when I'm trying to demonstrate the putting options that you have. Okay, now what's this all mean to me? When you get over your putt, you have a choice of how you'd like to get the ball to go in the hole. Okay, as you can see here, we've got a wide variety of options. We could take the most direct line with the highest rate of speed. We could also take the highest line with the least amount of speed. Everything in between is an option too. Okay, we don't have to choose one or the other. Your job as the golfer is to look at your putt, figure out what a comfortable speed is to roll the ball at. That's going to leave you a reasonable putt if you don't make it, and then choose the line that matches up with that. Most people will do better if they err towards the side of playing more break. Okay, here's a little tip or a little bit of advice for you that I would give you. One way, when I look at putts, what I try to figure out first is what's the maximum amount of break, or what's that highest line that I could roll my ball on. Then I work my way down to where I think I should hit the putt. What most people do is when they look at their putt is they're always working off of a straight line to the cup. You know, they're talking about left edge, you know, one ball out, a cup out. As you can see on these two different lines, when I take my maximum amount of break, I'm actually playing this putt, this little 7 or 8 foot putt, 18 inches outside of the cup. Okay, that's my highest option. So what I would have you do when you're reading your putts, figure out the most break you could play and then work down from that instead of working up from what a straight line would be. This gives you some great options and a lot of good ways that you can make the same putt. But what I want you to understand, again, is there's not a line, there's a whole bunch of lines. The decision is yours which one to hit the ball on. Hi, this is Paul Hobart, and I got a real quick putting drill for you today. This one's going to give you a real good feel for hitting your breaking putts with different amounts of break and different speeds. What I've done is I've put 4 tees down outside of the cup. The nearest tee to the cup would indicate my most direct line I could hit this putt on with a very high rate of speed. The tee that's farthest from the cup would indicate a putt, or the starting line, where I could hit that putt out there and really play a lot of break but not use a lot of speed on it. And I got a couple tees down there in between. Your job, and what we're going to use this for to practice, would be to hit the same putt and rotate through, hitting putts towards the different tees with different rates of speed. Try to figure out what the most comfortable speed is for you to make your putts. That's what I like for people to do. Figure out the speed first and then let that dictate the line that you choose. So you'll work through there and kind of identify what your putting profile is. Are you more of an aggressive putter, more direct line, or is it better for you to play a higher line, play more break, but a little bit less speed? Take that out, work on it. I guarantee it's going to improve your putting. Now I'm going to get back to practicing.